It's been a long journey, but Sunraku defeats the Dark Lord. The princess, Furia, is happy about it and thanks him. Sunraku notes that he was waiting for this moment for a long time. He then jumps and kicks Furia, stating that she is menace to the world and go to hell along with the Dark Lord. The end credits of Furia Chronicle Online. The Prayer of the Fairy Princess roll. Sunraku is happy that he is finally done with Filia Chronicle and that he got his revenge to Furia. It's an age where display-based games are considered retro and fully immersive VR games has become the norm. However, the number of great games isn't big and there are a lot of bad games known as trash games. While most people hate trash games, Tsunaru is among the few who seek them out. Rakuro Hizutone, also known as Sunraku, puts Furia Chronicle to his never play again shelf and confirms that it's indeed a trash game. He is also known as Trash Game Hunter and now wonder which trash game should he play next. At school, Rei sees that Sunraku is coming. She prepares mentally to ask him what game is he playing and to state that it's a coincidence that she is also playing it. When Sunraku gets close to her, she approaches him to greet him. However, another classmate takes Sunraku's attention and starts talking with him. After school, at Rock Roll Game Shop, the owner Mana Iwamaki puts a poster for Shangri-La Frontier, while also notes that the summer vacation starts from tomorrow, which should mean increase in her business. Rei then comes in the store and looks around. However, Mana tells her that he isn't here. Mana explains that he is playing a special trash game and hasn't been by in a while. Since it's Furia Chronicle, Mana expects that it takes him a bit more time to finish it. Rei had heard about the game from her sister. Mana confirms it's a legendary trash game with bad AI ally, absurd enemy attack patterns, and full of bugs. It takes a really skilled player to beat the first boss and lots of players end up trashing their headsets in frustration. Additionally, you have to fight the last boss with just shorts and a mask. In that moment, Sunraku comes in, asking Mana if she has some other trash games. Seeing him, Rei quickly hides. Mana is surprised that Sunraku had managed to finish the game already and Sunraku confirms. He then explains it's really bad game and the female lead was the worst. Furia is the cause of every problem during the journey, constantly making things worse and even getting villagers and party members killed. For example, she drives a carriage and runs over a villager, killing him, but then blames the Dark Lord for it. If you annoy her even a bit, she stops moving and the story can't progress for 3 hours. However, the reason he's stuck until the end is because between beating the last boss and the credits start rolling, there is a 3 minutes where you can beat up Furia without any reprisal. However, since Furia has been quite tiresome game, he isn't sure he wants another annoying game right after it. Mana then suggests he tries something that isn't a trash game, Shangri-La Frontier, a game with over 30 million players. Thinking about it, Sunraku decides to take the game. At home, Sunraku reads that the game came out last spring and set the record for simultaneous player logins. Sunraku then decides to start playing and start the game, which is developed by Utopia Entertainment Software, UES, a company founded by genius programmer Tsukuyo Tsukuri, who developed the fully immersive VR game system. As he logins, he is presented with a menu to create his character. Sunraku decides to choose his job first, but is surprised at how many they are. He settles for a twin-blade mercenary as it sounds flexible. For his origin, he shows his wanderer since it has luck bonus, and that affects the crit chance and item drop rate. Next, he starts designing his character appearance and is overwhelmed by the many options as he is used to almost nothing from the trash games. He is not into fashion and prefers ignoring armor in order to get the best possible weapons, as there is an option to sell your starting gear and the weapons being expensive. He decides to do that and earns 9,000 game currency. Since he is naked, he decides to hide his face and his only option is a bird mask. For name, he shows his Sunraku, which he uses in every game and which is made from kanjis from his real name. He skips the story introduction and jumps right into the game. Sunraku finds himself in a forest. His movements feel just like in real life and he goes to test them. He opens the in-game map, wondering where he is as usually in such games. The players start in a tutorial town for beginners. However, he doesn't realize that those with Wanderer origin start at a random point in the beginner's area. Sunraku sees that he is in the Rampant Forest, which is next to Firstia town. He then decides to head towards the town, while checking things around. Next he checks his stats, but is then attacked by a goblin. He equips his mercenary twin blades and easily defeats it with a single hit. He ends up increasing his level and the goblin drops Goblin Hand Axe. He hears something from the bushes and a Vorpal bunny comes out attacking him. Sunraku manages to dodge its attack, but is surprised at how powerful it was. The Vorpal bunny then attacks him again. Sunraku blocks the attack and lands a critical hit. The Vorpal bunny then attacks once more. However, as it keeps aiming for his neck, Sunraku is prepared and blocks and defeats it. He ends up gaining 2 levels from the bunny. He looks around if the bunny dropped its knife as it looked strong. However, he ended up achieving a condition and learns Flash Counter, a new skill that gives bonus to counters from parry. Realizing he gains skills from his fighting style, he gets excited at how many different styles he can try. At the same time, he also realizes that he haven't encountered any bugs so far, which is something unheard for a trash game. As he wants the bunny's kitchen knife, he goes to look for more Vorpal bunnies. Sunraku ends up level up several more times and learns Spin Slash. He realizes that Vorpal bunny is a rare enemy as it doesn't have a high spawn rate. After he defeats 50 Vorpal bunnies, he finally obtains 2 Vorpal choppers, which have the special effect of giving bonus to critical damage. He had obtained a few more abilities, but Screw Pierce seems the most useful. A quick strike with a compact weapon. Being level 12 now, he doesn't feel he will gain much more experience from the monsters here. He opens the map and realizes that he strayed pretty far from First Hia and is close to Second Ill. To reach it, however, he needs to cross a bridge, which is protected by an area boss monster, Ravenous Snake. The recommended level for the boss is level 10 with a party of 3 people. Guessing what type of attacks a snake can have, Sunraku then heads to fight it. At the entrance to the rampant forest at First Hia, a large knight waits.